Hey there, zombie enthusiasts, and welcome to the Drunken Zombies Podcast, where we serve up daily doses of zombie tales guaranteed to leave you craving more.
Oh, yeah.
I'm Adrian.
And I'm Julia, ready to dissect some seriously awesome zombie lore.
Buckle up, because today we're taking you to a World War II setting, but with a zombie twist that'll blow your mind.
Ooh, World War II and zombies, that's a new one.
Think undead soldiers with brains, military strategy, and a terrifying hive mind.
Sounds intense.
We'll be following a squad of unlikely heroes, the Guardians of Life, as they journey into enemy territory.
Okay, sounds like a suicide mission.
Their mission is to extract a soldier with unique blood, holding the key to humanity's survival.
The mission sounds straightforward enough. Extract the soldier, get the cure. But I'm sensing there's more to it than that.
What are we overlooking here?
You're right to be suspicious, Adrian. The source material hints at a deeper complexity. For starters, this isn't just any soldier. His blood isn't just some magic potion. The story implies it's the basis for a serum, a potential weapon against the undead plague.
So this raises the question. Why this soldier? What makes his blood so special?
Exactly.
And if it's that important, why not just synthesize the serum? Why risk a whole squad to extract one man?
That's a good point. It seems like the mission is as much about proving the serum's effectiveness as it is about getting the soldier back.
A live trial in the most dangerous setting imaginable.
Exactly. And that adds a whole new layer of tension to the story.
Speaking of tension, let's talk about the setting. We're in an alternate WWII, a world where the war against fascism is now intertwined with the fight against the undead.
Okay, so we've got Nazis and zombies. What's not to love?
Imagine crumbling European cities, shrouded in gloom. The air thick with the stench of decay, and the chilling silence punctuated by the moans of the undead.
The imagery is giving me chills.
The source material doesn't shy away from the visual horror. It paints a picture of a world where familiar WWII imagery, the bombed-out buildings, the weary soldiers, is juxtaposed with the creeping dread of a zombie apocalypse.
And these aren't your typical shambling zombies, are they?
These are undead soldiers retaining some of their tactical knowledge,
Hmm.
acting with a terrifying level of coordination.
Oh, wow. It's like the worst nightmare of any military strategist. Fighting an enemy that understands your tactics that can exploit your weaknesses.
Okay, I'm officially creeped out.
Me too.
So in this terrifying landscape, we have our heroes, the Guardians of Life. Let's meet them, shall we?
Absolutely.
We start with Captain Aldridge, a battle-hardened veteran. The source material describes him as a man haunted by what he's seen, but still clinging to a flicker of hope.
A glimmer of hope in this darkness.
He's driven by duty, by the need to protect what's left of humanity, even if it means facing unimaginable horrors.
A true hero.
Then there's Lena the sharpshooter. She's not just skilled with a rifle, she's also fiercely independent and resourceful. The story highlights her sharp wit and her unwavering determination.
I like her already.
And we can't forget Alex, the young engineer. He's the brains of the operation, constantly tinkering, inventing, finding solutions where others see only obstacles. His technical skills are essential in a world where technology is both a weapon and a lifeline.
The MacGyver of the zombie apocalypse.
And finally, we have Sarah the medic. She's the heart of the team, compassionate and dedicated to easing suffering wherever she finds it.
A healer.
But she also harbors a secret, a connection to the undead that's hinted at early on.
Ooh, a secret connection to the undead. Now this is getting interesting.
This connection, I have a feeling it's going to be crucial to the story.
Absolutely. It adds a whole new dimension to the narrative. We're dealing with a world where the line between the living and the dead isn't so clear-cut. And
Sure.
Sarah's ability to bridge that gap, well, it could be humanity's salvation or its downfall.
Right, so we've got our setting, we've got our characters.
Yeah.
What happens when these brave souls venture into enemy territory?
You know what awaits them.
Well, their first encounters with the undead army reveal a chilling truth. These aren't just mindless hordes driven by basic hunger. They're organized. They set ambushes. They utilize flanking maneuvers.
So they're actually strategizing. This is bad.
In one early encounter, the squad is ambushed, and in the chaos, Lena, our sharpshooter, is captured.
Oh, no.
This event isn't just a plot device. It's a turning point for the Guardians. Lena's capture becomes a symbol of everything they're fighting for and everything they stand to lose.
It fuels their determination.
It fuels their determination to complete the mission, not just for humanity's sake, but for Lena.
I can see that.
And as they push deeper into enemy territory, they stumble upon a chilling discovery. They find a stronghold that doubles as a laboratory, a place where the lines between science and necromancy are blurred.
They're experimenting on the dead.
They discover that the enemy isn't just raising the dead, they're engineering them, creating grotesque amalgamations of flesh and metal.
This is where we see a shift from simple reanimation to something far more sinister.
Engineering. The source material describes these undead as amalgamations of flesh and metal.
That's not just creepy, that's a whole new level of warfare.
They're taking the concept of a soldier and twisting it into something monstrous.
It makes you question what it means to be human, about the limits of science, and the ethics of weaponizing the dead.
And the Guardians of Life are about to face the terrifying consequences of this enemy's twisted ingenuity.
Uh-oh.
This isn't just a fight for survival anymore. It's a fight against an enemy that's turning the very concept of death into a weapon.
And it sounds like things are about to get a whole lot worse.
That's right. And on that note, I think we'll leave our listeners hanging.
Oh, come on.
Come back for part 2, where we'll uncover more about Sarah's secret connection to the undead and the terrifying power of the hive mind.
Can't wait.
Remember to rate and follow the Drunken Zombies Podcast for your daily fix of zombie tales. We'll be back tomorrow with another spine-chilling adventure.
See you then.
Welcome back to the Drunken Zombies Podcast, where the undead are always on the menu.
Brains.
And we're picking up right where we left off, with the Guardians of Life facing a horrifying enemy and a world on the brink of collapse.
Yeah, things weren't looking so good.
They've discovered that the enemy is engineering undead soldiers, fusing flesh and metal into something truly monstrous.
And now they're trapped.
And now they're trapped in a stronghold, a place where the horrors of war and the nightmares of a zombie apocalypse collide.
That sounds utterly terrifying.
The source material really emphasizes the psychological impact of this setting.
Right.
It's not just the physical danger, but the constant fear, the erosion of hope.
Yeah, I can imagine. It makes you wonder how the Guardians maintain their sanity in the face of such overwhelming darkness.
What is their bond, their camaraderie that keeps them going? The story highlights how they rely on each other for support, for moments of humor, for a reminder that they're not alone in this fight.
That human connection is so powerful, even in the bleakest of circumstances.
And speaking of powerful connections, let's talk about Sarah's secret. We know she has this unique ability to sense the undead, even to communicate with them on some level.
Right, but it's more than just sensing them, isn't it?
It's like she can tap into their network, their collective consciousness.
The hive mind.
The source material uses the term hive mind, which brings up some fascinating questions.
Like what?
A hive mind implies a central intelligence, a collective will that governs the actions of individual zombies.
So they're all connected. That's how they're so coordinated.
Imagine the strategic implications of such a structure. It's no wonder the undead army is so coordinated, so efficient.
If they're all linked, they can react instantaneously, share information, strategize on a level that's beyond human comprehension.
Exactly. And if Sarah can tap into this hive mind, she could potentially disrupt it. Sow chaos in their ranks.
Oh, that would be incredible. But what if it backfires?
But that's a double-edged sword, right?
Yeah.
What if tapping into the hive mind corrupts her? What if she loses herself in that sea of undead consciousness?
That's a scary thought.
That's the risk. And the story doesn't shy away from the potential consequences. It's a reminder that even the most powerful abilities come at a price.
There's always a price to pay.
And while the Guardians are grappling with these questions, a new threat emerges. The zombie general, a figure of immense power and malice, appears on the scene.
Uh-oh.
He's not just a commander. He's a symbol of the enemy's relentless cruelty and the perversion of natural order.
The big bad boss.
The source material describes him as towering over the battlefield, radiating an aura of fear and decay.
It's like he's the embodiment of death itself.
It's like he embodies the very essence of the zombie apocalypse.
And his presence changes everything.
And his presence changes everything. The battle intensifies. The stakes are raised even higher.
That's just it.
The Guardians are forced to make a choice, fight and risk being overwhelmed, or find a way to exploit the hive mind and potentially sacrifice Sarah in the process.
A no-win situation.
Talk about a no-win situation. It's a moment of truth for the Guardians, a test of their loyalty, their courage, and their willingness to make impossible decisions.
What do?
And as the battle rages, Sarah makes a choice. She steps forward and announces that she can disrupt the hive mind, but it will require a dangerous level of immersion.
She's putting herself on the line.
It's a gamble, a desperate attempt to tip the scales in their favor.
It's all or nothing now.
And while Sarah delves into the depths of the hive mind, the rest of the squad faces the onslaught of the undead army, led by the terrifying general.
So while she's fighting on the mental plane, they're fighting for their lives in the real world.
The story doesn't hold back on the action. It's brutal, it's chaotic, it's a desperate struggle for survival.
And Sarah?
And just when it seems like all hope is lost, Sarah's connection to the hive mind pays off. The undead falter. Their movements become disjointed. Their attacks lose their precision.
It's working.
The zombie general roars in frustration, his control over the army slipping away.
Like a computer virus?
It's like a virus has infected their network, disrupting their communication, their coordination.
And then the Guardians.
And the Guardians seize this opportunity to fight back with renewed vigor. They push back against the horde, inch by bloody inch.
They're not giving up.
But the general isn't giving up easily. He rallies his troops, focusing his rage on Captain Aldridge.
Oh.
It's a symbolic clash. The leader of the living against the champion of the dead.
The fate of the world hanging in the balance.
And as they battle, the source material highlights the stark contrast between them. Aldridge is fueled by hope, by a belief in humanity's future.
While the general
is driven by a hunger for destruction, a desire to consume all life.
Light versus darkness.
It's a battle for the soul of the world, a fight between light and darkness.
And who wins?
And in a climactic moment, filled with tension and emotion, Aldridge strikes the final blow.
Yes.
Zombie general falls. His reign of terror finally over.
They did it.
But the victory is bittersweet. The cost has been high.
There are always casualties in war.
And as the dust settles, the Guardians are left to face the aftermath of the battle and the uncertain future that lies ahead. Welcome back, zombie fans, to the Drunken Zombies Podcast.
Richard Rucker Moore.
We left the Guardians of Life standing amidst the ruins of the stronghold, having vanquished the terrifying zombie general.
It was an epic battle.
But as the adrenaline fades and the dust settles, a chilling realization dawns on them.
What's that?
They've achieved a major victory. But their original mission remains unfulfilled.
The soldier.
Right, the soldier whose blood holds the key to the cure. They haven't found him.
Oh, no.
They've searched the entire stronghold, the labs, the holding cells, even the general's private quarters.
Yes.
But there's no sign of him.
So he's just gone.
It's like he vanished into thin air.
That's a huge setback.
This is a crushing blow for the Guardians. They've faced unimaginable horrors, suffered losses, pushed themselves to the brink of exhaustion.
And for nothing.
Now it seems like it was all for nothing. The soldier's gone. The cure remains elusive.
It's heartbreaking.
The story really captures the weight of this moment, the sense of despair, the feeling that despite their best efforts, they've failed.
Yeah, I can feel that.
It's a reminder that even in victory, there can be heartbreak.
There's always a cost.
But just when all hope seems lost, a glimmer of light appears on the horizon.
What is it?
Lena, the sharpshooter, who was captured earlier, returns.
No way.
She emerges from the shadows, battered but alive.
Talk about plot twist.
Lena's return is more than just a reunion. It's a revelation.
What do you mean?
She explains that the mission wasn't just about retrieving the soldier. It was about proving the effectiveness of the serum derived from his blood. And she's living proof that it works.
Wait, so?
She was given the serum before the mission. Her capture, her time among the undead. It was all part of a calculated risk.
Let's see if it worked.
They needed to see if the serum could provide immunity in a real-world scenario.
So Lena is immune now.
So Lena's survival wasn't just luck. It was a testament to the serum's effectiveness, a beacon of hope for humanity.
This changes everything.
Exactly. Her return changes everything. The mission wasn't a failure. It was a success, albeit a risky and unconventional one.
They have proof.
They now have proof that a cure is possible. Lena's immunity is a weapon, a symbol that the undead plague can be defeated.
Wow.
It's a turning point in the story. The Guardians have gone from fighting for survival to fighting for a future.
A future for humanity.
A future where humanity can rebuild, where the shadow of the zombie apocalypse can finally be lifted.
But the war isn't over, is it?
But even with this newfound hope, the war is far from over. The enemy is vast and relentless. There will be more battles, more sacrifices.
Yeah.
But now the Guardians have something to fight for. They have a cure. They have hope.
That's what matters.
And as our story ends, it leaves us with a sense of both optimism and uncertainty. The zombie threat remains, but humanity has a fighting chance. And that's the beauty of a great zombie story. It explores the darkest corners of our fears, but also reminds us of the strength of the human spirit.
The will to survive.
It shows us that even in the face of unimaginable horrors, there's always hope.
I love that.
So listeners, what do you think? What would you do if faced with a zombie apocalypse? Would you fight for survival or succumb to despair?
Let us know.
Share your thoughts on our social media. We'd love to hear from you. And don't forget to rate and follow the Drunken Zombies podcast for more brain-tastic tales. We'll see you tomorrow for another bite-sized episode.
See you.